In lesson 41, we're going to talk about what are called two-step problems. And in the topic of two-step problems, what we mean is something like this. For example, if I had x plus 4 is equal to 7, and you were asked to find out what x is, well, we'd solve this for x, right? We'd ask ourselves, what are they doing on the side x is on? They're adding 4, so we would subtract 4, and we'd find out that x is equal to 3. This is called a one-step problem. And in doing this, it was fairly easy to find what x is, because all we had to do to this is solve it. Now how about if you had something like this, where we had x plus 7, and I asked you, well, what is x plus 7? If I asked you what the answer to x plus 7 is, how would you answer that? And really the answer to that is you could not answer it, because you got to know what x is. In this problem that I have in yellow, it's different than the one in red, because we can't solve x plus 7. We can't find the answer to that because we don't know what x is. So let's take a look at the next. And in example 1, let's go in depth on what we mean by two-step problems. Now in this problem, they say if x plus 7 is equal to 2, what is x plus 3? So they're asking, what is x plus 3? What is this value? Now if I'm going to be able to answer that, I got to know what x is. If I knew what x is, I could take what value x is, add 3 to it, and then I would know what x plus 3 is. So to figure out what x is, we have to go back to this part right here. And from this part, we can figure out x. So I can solve that. So for example, let's see here, they're adding 7, so I'm going to subtract 7. And these cancel out, so I have x is equal to what? Let's see, 2 degrees above 0, which I guess these days would be not too bad. If it was 2 degrees above 0 and the temperature drops 7, well, we're at a -5, right? So x is a -5. Now I know what x is. Now I can stick a -5 in right there, and I can figure out now what x plus 3 is. So let's see, if x is a -5, then add the 3, and my answer is a -2. So what's x plus 3? It's a -2. And these are called two-step problems because first of all, we got to figure out what x is, and then stick that answer in right here to figure out the question that they're asking. Let's take a look at example 2, our second example and our final example. So it says if x minus 6 is equal to 4, what is x minus 5? Well, if we're going to figure out what x minus 5 is, first of all, I have to know what x is, right? And I can figure out what x is by solving this equation right there. So they're subtracting 6, we're going to add 6. And let's see, x is equal to 4 plus 6, so x is equal to 10, isn't it? Now I know what x is. So now I'll stick a 10 in for x and subtract 5. And I can now see that x minus 5 then is equal to 5. And this is a pretty short topic. It's probably a little different topic, but it's not overly complex. So you may want to go back and review these two examples on what we call two-step problems.